Hey everyone, welcome back to Discovering NL with Kevin. Today I'm going to be diving into something really unique, the Aussie School of Air. I've got two videos lined up that will give us a deep look into this amazing way of learning in remote parts of Australia. Now before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to Aussie Tash Reacts, who recently reacted to one of my videos, the top 10 facts about Newfoundland and Labrador you may not know. And you can watch her reaction to my video right up here. That right there. So special thanks to Tash for spreading the love across the globe. Hopefully you get a chance to watch that and enjoy that video. Her reacting to one of my videos. It's very humbling to see. So thank you, Tash, once again. Also, my wife and I recently had a blast reacting to some popular Australian snacks, which you can check out right here. Don't forget to take advantage of my free, absolutely free virtual tours of Newfoundland and Labrador. The link is right here, but it's also in the description down below, where you can actually check out free virtual tours of Newfoundland and Labrador hosted by me. So be sure to check that out, and hopefully you can join me on my next live virtual tour. And of course, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our next adventure. All right, without further ado, let's get into learning about the Australian School of Air. Here it is.
In 1944, Adelaide Methke, a member of the Royal Flying Doctor Service, had the idea of starting a school where children who live...
A member of the Royal Flying Doctor Service. So already we're kind of getting into the world that I know a little bit, because thanks to you all, I've learned about the Royal Flying Doctor Service. So this is interesting. Okay, right off the bat, we're starting off with something I kind of know a little bit on.
Too far from towns could use radios to communicate with teachers.
That's so cool.
By 1951, the first School of the Air had been founded in Alice Springs and is still going strong today. The first lessons of the School of the Air were broadcast over the radio, which meant that students could hear their teacher but couldn't participate in any way.
So I just want to stop for a quick second just to talk a bit about radio, because I love radio. I am in radio. I host a show on a local radio station here every Friday night, 7 p.m. Newfoundland time. I think that ranges depending on where you are in Australia. 7 p.m. Friday is between 4:30 a.m. in Australia all the way to 8:30 a.m. So, I mean, if you're up at that hour on a Saturday morning, check out bayfm.ca and listen to me live on the radio. But I just... shameless plug, I guess. I just want to pause for a second to mention that, because I love radio, and I love what radio can do, and I love what radio has done. We do a thing every year on the radio station. We work with volunteer groups in the community, and every year there's a volunteer group of actors, and they do this thing every year where they actually act out a retelling of a famous story, a haunted story, a ghost story, and in doing that, they do it over the radio. It's really cool. I like it. I think it's really neat. There's a lot you can do with radio, so that's cool to hear that. But as you mentioned, I mean, the only problem with that is students can't reply back and talk back. So it makes it a bit trickier. Let's see how this goes.
Later, this system was switched to a two-way radio.
Yes.
Where students could ask questions and get responses from their teachers. Even though the students lived miles apart, many aspects of their schooling were still similar to day schools.
That is so freaking cool, because, again, I live in Newfoundland. It's an island like Australia, but a lot smaller. Obviously, you guys are huge. But we have a lot of communities that aren't touched by roads. You can't get there by driving. You can only get there by helicopter or boat. And my wife is from one of those communities. You would have met her in the video where we tried out Australian snacks. Her family is from one of those remote communities. And they have a school there, but a lot of kids just end up stopping school for a variety of reasons. A lot of it's to go to work. But in other communities, there aren't a school, or there's homeschooling or something like that. And so this is an idea that's, I don't think it's ever been tried here. That would have been so cool. Now, I would imagine, and they're probably going to get to this point, I would imagine now in today's world, there's probably internet and there's probably a virtual aspect to this. I know during COVID, the big C word, during COVID, a lot of kids were learning from home. My kids were sitting home using Google Chrome, Chromebooks. Google Chromebooks to communicate with their teachers and do their courses and lessons and things like that. So I'd imagine we're going to learn maybe in this video or the next that's kind of what happened as well. But that is so cool that they were doing that so early on too. So early on. How innovative was that?
They had school captains, a school magazine. They often met for extracurricular activities, excursions and sport days.
So cool.
What happens today? The School of the Air is important because it allows children who live on remote farming properties to get an education. Many live too far away from the closest town to come to a day school. How long would it take you to get from your home to the nearest school?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question first. Harrison, in kindergarten, I'm going to answer that first. To get from my home to any school. So I live just on the road from one school. But I think the furthest school in my community from my house is only about 10 minutes away. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 elementary schools. We've got 1 junior high school or middle school and 1 high school. And we have 1 private school. My kids go to the private school, which I have to bring them to every day, and it's about 10 minutes from where I live. But yeah, it's not very far. But I imagine I'm probably going to hear different answers here. Let's hear what Harrison has to say.
4 hours.
Students who attend the School of the Air take their lessons at home on their property. They are often supervised by a parent or a governess. What does a School of the Air governess do?
A typical day for me as a governess is I go into the schoolroom about 8 o'clock in the morning and just check emails and get things ready for the kids, and then I go over to the house, say hi to everyone. I might help in the house a little bit, and then at 8:30 I take the kids to school, and we work through their schoolwork for the day. They've got air lessons a couple of times a week.
So I have to ask this question because this is something I'm not proud of with Newfoundland. But Newfoundland ranks pretty low in Canada for education quality of education. And it's sad that we do. Our test grades are much lower than the rest of Canada, especially where it matters in math, science, and English. What is it like in Australia? How are you guys comparing? I guess 2 comparisons we're looking for. How does Australia compare to the rest of the world? And how do these schools that are part of the School of the Air, how do they compare to, I guess, other schools in Australia where there are actual schools and classrooms and things like that, some of the more bigger communities? Let me know in the comments down below.
Governess works alongside a School of the Air teacher who sets the lessons and marks assignments. How is teaching at the School of the Air different to teaching at a mainstream school?
The difference between teaching at a normal school and School of the Air is that there are no children in classrooms here. Our children live all around the outback. I have children up to 500 kilometres away from Broken Hill in my class. I teach a Year 1 and a Year 2, and I have 14 children. But we do have a lot of contact with the kids through class lessons, assemblies, library lessons, and we do lots of talking over satellite with them. We also email a lot, all the modern technology we use, so we do have a lot of contact with our families.
The motto of the School of the Air is "Parted but United." This is an important part of their school philosophy.
All the little children scattered through the outback, through the School of the Air at the start, and we sing as we listen to many tape recordings, only we know when we miles apart, parted but united.
The thing that has changed most about the School of the Air is
I love that song. It has a very familiar tune. There's a very familiar ring to it, and I don't know what it is. It'll come to me eventually, I'm sure. But that's a cute song. I can almost see the Wiggles singing that song. The Wiggles. That's something about Australia I knew. In fact, I'm almost ashamed to say it. I love the Wiggles as much as my kids did growing up. The original 4, I guess. I watched them with my kids. I knew all the actions and dance moves with my kids when they were younger. I was that dad. I was like, should have been Captain Feathersword. I should have been Captain Feathersword. I was that kind of a dad. So Oh, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But that was a really cute song. It's going to eat me away now trying to think of the melody of that song, though. If you know what it is, if you know if that song was based on another melody, and or you're thinking of what I'm thinking, maybe, I don't know, let me know in the comments as well, because it's going to eat at me. I know it.
The use of technology. Students use the internet to communicate with their teacher and fellow students. They can
That's exactly what I thought would happen with the modern age. That's awesome.
share their work electronically via email and screen sharing, and are able to ask questions. What do you learn at School of the Air?
I do maths, writing,
Harrison's back.
handwriting and stuff. I learn how to do my times tables, and I learn how to write longer sentences.
What do you want to do when you finish school?
I want to do everything.
I mean, let's hear it for Harrison in the chat. This kid's awesome. I love this kid. Royal Flying Doctor Service, the furthest corner of the finest care. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So that was the first video. Like I mentioned, I do have two that I wanted to go through and learn, but so far, just on that alone, I mean, that is really cool. I love that programs like that exist. I love that there's an opportunity for kids who can't otherwise go to a classroom, have that opportunity to do that through something like this. So that is so cool. All right, we're going to watch the next one here. The next one is just titled The School of the Air, and it is from, let me get it again. It is from the ABC Education. So ABC Education has this one here for us to watch. Let's watch this one together as well and react to this one.
Now, 9IA calendary. Linda, can you tell me anything important about today? Over.
Nana, good morning, Mrs. Gibbs. It's my birthday today and I am 8.
Happy birthday!
Very much, Linda. Yes, today's a very...
That is so freaking cute. She was so happy to share that on the radio. That is so cool. Yes, happy birthday, Linda. You're definitely not 8 now, Linda. This was back in 1958, so you're much older than that now. Wow, that's so cool. Love it.
very important day for Linda because it's her birthday and she is 8. See how nicely we can sing the birthday song for Linda.
So, looking back, this is obviously, old school. This guy would have been an operator who would have been, I guess, connecting all the channels, I guess, so to speak, all the radios on the frequency and unlocking them so that they can communicate on the frequency. So they're not really talking over each other. He can kind of mute, I guess. So I'm curious to see, is he about to kind of unlock it all and let all the kids kind of sing happy birthday? That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. I mean, obviously it was a recording. The kids weren't acting. I imagine the kids were sitting home singing it, but wow. That is the sweetest, cutest thing ever. And look at the smile on her face. I mean, what a wonderful lady she is. I can tell. Wow. I love it.
Well, we do hope this will be a very special day for you, Linda, and that you'll have a very happy birthday. Well, now, I wonder if some people would like to say some verse speaking for me. Someone who hasn't had a turn yet, who would like to say high and low? Over.
Those were the voices of all the children from their scattered homes, clamouring to be heard, just as though they were in school and holding up their hands.
That is so awesome.
808 Alpha.
I mean, the first video was great. Don't get me wrong. Harrison, you're awesome. But I'm kind of getting emotional with this one. Like, we're hearing the children's voices, and obviously they're not children now. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this in Australia. Maybe you were one of those kids. Let me know. Hey, if you're Linda, happy birthday. But just hearing this and hearing what's happening, and I'm honestly, I'm getting emotional. Wow. Thank you so much for this recommendation. Thank you for whoever put this together. I mean, what was her name? I just forgot her name. Royal Flying Doctor. I mean, yeah, I am getting emotional. Like my wife said in the video of sampling Australian food, I'm a big baby.
Yes, boys. Over.
Mrs. Gibb gives the call to pupil Johnny Farger.
8RH replying. Good morning, Mrs. Gibb. Mrs. John speaking. High and low, a boot and a shoe and a slipper lived once in a cobbler's row. But the boot and the shoe would have nothing to do with the slipper, because he was low. Over.
Cute. Holy cow. That's, I am so loving this program right now. It is amazing, amazing.
Thank you very much. You said that very nicely indeed. 98 Wettaluna. Are you there, Jane? Over.
So 9EA is obviously, it must be a call sign for that area. I'm assuming 9EA is like an area where there's probably several kids at home that are in that 9EA area. So you're seeing 9EA and then the student's name. Wow. Okay. Oh, mom's replying, I guess, in this one here. She's still out riding horseback, I bet.
Yay, I'm sorry, Mrs. Gibb. I've called for Jane. She's still out riding. She's very naughty, I know. Over.
So naughty, I know. It's oh, too funny.
Thank you very much, Miss Gray. Well, I'm sorry she's not there at the moment, but we'll call back in a few moments.
Many stations are able to have a governess for their children. Joan's governess at Wettaluna calls to her to hurry to school. I think this is a game of hide and seek that goes on every day. It's hard to separate some of these Australian children from their ponies. They start riding about the age of 3, and they have plenty of room to ride about in, haven't they? Joan seems a little concerned about coming to school. I think she'd rather be out riding.
Go to school, Jane.
Joan's governess calls over the air to say that Joan is now in her place and ready to speak her verse.
98 Wettaluna to VJC. Good morning, Mrs. Gibbs. Boys' boots are big. When boys jump, boys' big boots go bump, bump, bump.
She seems to be still riding her pony.
Well, no further questions and comments, so I think we'll move on now to our play.
Mrs. Gibb wants to show us how a play is performed over the air, with the young players all hundreds of miles apart.
Way.
The amazing thing about this is that all the players, like Johnny here, make up in costume for the play, although they can't see each other, but they describe their costumes to each other over the air. And here's another child being made up as an elephant, away out on a sheep station far north of Broken Hill.
I mean, it's so cute. And of course the parents so involved with that as well. I love it. And of course, look at the seamstress work. Look at mom's craftiness, her creativity. Fantastic.
Johnny's mother has dressed him for his part as the goat, and Johnny hurries into the radio to play his part. And the play is Why the Animals Ran.
There was once an island where all the wild beasts lived peacefully together. Among them was a monkey. One day, as he sat dozing in the sun, he heard a
I mean, even that operator looks excited. He just can't wait to unmute a mic.
very frightening noise.
Why are you howling in such a fright, Master Monkey?
Oh, friend goat, don't ask me. Only let me pass.
But what is the matter?
Well, if you must know, the earth is now coming to an end.
Just then, a wise old lion sprang out of the bushes.
What does all this mean? Why are you all dashing through the forest like this?
The monkey says the world is coming to an end. His tortoise coming along. He thinks so too.
The children from 3 neighbouring stations have come to be extra players in the elephant scenes and are having lots of fun.
Yes, they are. Oh, that was too short. I want to see the rest of that play. Oh, man. Wow. Wow, that's the School of Air. That is probably the cutest thing. I mean, yeah. Eye-opening. Eye-opening. The Aussie School of Air is such an incredible concept. And it's amazing to see how education can adapt to even the most remote locations. I really hope you guys enjoyed learning about this as much as I did, or at least if you already knew about it, you enjoyed watching me learn about this as much as I enjoyed learning about this. Please, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and please ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date to all my latest content. Also, don't forget to check out my free virtual tours of Newfoundland and Labrador. Link is in the description, but it's also right here, worldvirtualtours.online/Kevin. They are absolutely free virtual tours. You can sit at home and watch me as I give tours of this beautiful province. I've got a lot of great things in the works, plans to bring to you all here on YouTube that I cannot wait to show you. More reactions to Australia, because it's one country for me that I never fully understood outside of what you've seen in cinema and and stuff like that. So for me, learning about Australia, it has been an amazing journey, and I want to keep learning. I want to keep learning as much as I can. So please drop a comment and let me know what other Australian gems you'd like to see me react to next. If you've got any ideas or even videos, links to videos, let me know. I want to learn more about your country. I want to learn as much about your country as you know about your country. But folks, thanks so much for watching this one. Until next time, bye for now. Did you enjoy that video? Well, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you didn't miss out on any of our future videos. Also, check out this one right here. This was a good one. You might enjoy that one, or maybe that one there is more your style. Either way, check them out and enjoy.